Hi, my name is Rick Kennedy, and I'm running for United States Congress here in the 17th District in Central Texas. Healthcare is far and away the most important issue to the people of Central Texas. And while our healthcare system is incredibly complex, what people want from healthcare is really quite simple. They want access to quality healthcare, and they don't want to go broke or bankrupt trying to pay for it. That's why I support the Medicare for America Act. Medicare for America will provide access to quality healthcare for all Americans. It will provide protection for bankruptcy due to healthcare costs. It will help us rein in the cost of prescription drugs by allowing the government to negotiate prices with pharmaceutical companies, and unlike other proposals, will not outlaw private health insurance.
Mexia Insurance Services proudly supports Mexia ISD, the Mexia Black Cats, and the Mexia Lady Cats. Located at 811 Milam Street and serving the Tri-County area insurance needs for over 30 years with coverages for auto, home, business, life, health, and renters as well as bonds. Call today for a free quote and a review of your current coverage. 254-562-3894. Go Cats! Simpson Fireworks supports Mexia Black Cat football and athletics. We have items for all occasions, including gender reveals, weddings, 4th of July, and New Year's. For more information and to stay up to date, please visit our Simpson Fireworks Facebook page. Go Cats!
Mexia Sports Network would like to send a big thank you to our sponsors. Some may know and some may not know this business is funded by the owner and co-owner. However, we do offer sponsorships during sports seasons. When you sponsor a spot on the Mexia Sports Network, you get advertisement during live games. Also, your sponsorship assists in obtaining shirts for our announcers and equipment that is used to bring you better services. Thank you all. Tonight's game is sponsored by Mexia Sports Network, Greer & Greer Mobile Detail, Woodman Life, Subway, Joe Fridays, Elizabeth C. Ferrari Realtor, and Big Drip Fashion Hall.
Milestones and moments that become memories to last a lifetime. Brandy Garza at Photo Trappings downtown Mexia is here to capture all of your milestones and moments, offering newborn, children, seniors, family, and special occasion photography. Visit Photo Trappings on Facebook for all the latest specials and mini sessions. Photo Trappings, 115 East Commerce, downtown Mexia. Call or text 254-562-PICS.
Heritage Real Estate LLC, voted by readers of the Mexia News as the best real estate company and best realtor for 2020, is proud to support the Mexia Black Cats. Broker and owner Mitzi Eves, as well as Heritage Realtors Pat Adams and Kelly Lauderdale, are all graduates of Mexia High School. Together, Heritage Real Estate LLC Realtors have over 30 years of real estate experience, are very involved in the community, and are dedicated to their clients. Heritage Real Estate LLC works with sellers, buyers, and investors for residential, lake properties, lots and acreage, and commercial properties in Limestone, Freestone, Leon, Robertson, Navarro, and the surrounding counties. You can find Heritage Real Estate LLC listings on Realtor.com, Zillow.com, Trulia.com, and many other websites. Call Heritage Real Estate LLC at 254-562-7899 anytime for help with all your real estate needs.
If you've not accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, if you've strayed away and are lost, if you need a church to call home and family, please don't put it off any longer. Your next breath is never promised. Visit Pastor James Deichler at Forest Glade Baptist Church, 4277 North Highway 14 in Mexia. He preaches straight from the Bible and never waters down the gospel. Church services are Sunday mornings starting at 10:45 a.m. A church that strives to advance the kingdom of God. Come be a part of this family.
For over 20 years, Rachel Anderson Real Estate has been synonymous with residential and country lifestyle real estate in Limestone and the surrounding counties. Whether selling or buying, Agent Elizabeth Ferrari can help. Visit ElizabethCFerrariRealtor.com or call 254-747-1602. Real estate market knowledge, passion for helping clients.
Media bringing you our players, coaches, and prediction show for our 5th week of Mexia Black Cat football. Today, you guys want to introduce yourselves?
My name is Jonathan Hernandez.
My name is Jaime Escobedo.
All right, so we have Mr. Hernandez and Mr. Escobedo here with us today. It'll be myself alone today. We don't have another host with us, so I'll just be talking with you guys and just kind of going over some things. And feel free to say and talk as much as y'all want. Don't be all quiet on me.
Yes,
I say that every week, and I think some of the guys get nervous and they don't talk as much as I know that they do on the regular. So,
yes.
Just shortly taking a look back at last week, we dropped a tough one on last Friday going against Salado. Just watching the game and calling the game, we saw little things here and there. We saw the good, we saw the bad, and unfortunately, we had some things that just didn't work in our favor, and they were able to capitalize on it, which in the end we didn't get the win that we all want, but I think we were able to learn some things. Y'all tell us some of the things that you were able to take away from last week's game.
Like we said after the game, we're right there. We just have minimal mistakes, like one missed block or somebody just couldn't hold their block long enough so we could break out and get a touchdown. It's that type of stuff that's holding us back. So I say we just clean that stuff up, we'll be straight.
Mr. Escobedo, you wanna?
We had a few mistakes that game, defense and offense, but if we just finish our blocks and finish doing what we need to do, we'll be a better team and we'll win some football games.
Yeah. We talked about it a little bit last week of how you kind of break your. I don't know how y'all look at it, but coming up playing and stuff, we'd break our season, our complete season into basically 3 mini seasons. And you have your non-district, then you have your district, and then you go in looking hopefully for that 3rd season of the playoffs. And now we're rolling into the last game of our non-district, we've had to use these first few weeks to get our reps in, basically getting our practice, game time practice in with the way that everything worked out for us here in Mexia as far as the season goes, and not getting much of a preseason and those extra games to start the season. How do you feel like you guys are doing as the season has progressed on, and now we're looking at our fifth game, as far as becoming more comfortable in the system and just being ready when it's time to play on Friday nights?
I feel like going into every game, it's easier, play-wise, playbook-wise, game plan-wise. It's easier leading up to them games now than it was at the beginning. Because like you said, we didn't have no warm-up, no scrimmage games, nothing. It was against Camarillo was the first time we actually hit pads with anybody besides JV or varsity. So that compared to 5 weeks from now, basically, it's a huge difference.
We progress a lot more.
We progress
after
a lot
all
more.
those games.
We feel comfortable hitting more now.
Right, yeah, and I mean, I think that's one of the things we see as well, is that you guys do look more comfortable on Friday nights. One of the things, Coach and I have talked about every week is the physicality, and we've started to see you guys up front being more physical, and playing faster and tougher, and initiating that contact and not sitting back, waiting for it as much as we may have seen at the beginning of the season. So that's progress that we've been able to notice, and y'all just told us that y'all feeling more comfortable, and we know with naturally when you go into something new, it takes an adjustment period. You two, playing in the trenches offensively and some defensively, y'all may have had really some of the biggest adjustments of anybody, and just in the style that you have to play and the what's asked of you. I want to talk to us a little bit of how you've been able to adjust to the way you have to play in the new style.
At the beginning, the 4-point stance on all fours, that was hard to get used to. Because I'm used to, just squatting down, putting one hand down, and off the ball. But now, 4-point down, you have to be fast off the ball, got to be physical up front. So that's basically the huge difference, especially on pass pro, because you literally have to go and hit them and just stay on them. Unless, like, last year when we were running the spread offense, it was just kick back, wait for him to come up, give him a punch. So it's a different transition coming from there.
See, as a center, at first when we started doing this offense, I thought it was gonna be hard because I had to snap the ball and then put all my pressure in one hand. But once I started getting used to it, I started getting more comfortable with that position and doing what I got to do.
And I like to talk to y'all guys because that's where I play. I've got to play in the trenches coming up here. When you're one of the bigger guys, you get put up on the line, and so I understand where you're coming from, having to learn something new and do it. But I've enjoyed watching the way that you guys seem to have started to gel more together as a unit as the season's gone on, and the physicality you guys are playing with. I think we've talked about it each week, how we've seen you guys be able to dominate up front more and more as the weeks go, and the push we're getting up front, and the way our backs and quarterbacks and stuff are being able to make plays behind you guys because y'all are winning up front. And we talked to Coach Griffin last week, and he told us, that last week was probably the first time y'all had a consistent group of offensive linemen, for the whole week, and for various reasons. And how much has that played a big part in you guys being able to become more comfortable?
The first 3 games, I think we changed the lineup 3 times. The first three games. The past 2 games is when we actually had solid people that did not have to move spots. The first 3 games, either somebody got moved to guard and they had to move to tackle, some had to play center, and then move back to guard, sort of stuff like that throughout the week to see where we felt comfortable. So these past 2 games that we played, it felt like I said, it's solid now, as you said.
Well, I know we've talked a little bit here about last week and stuff. This week we have China Spring on the schedule, and I haven't watched much film on them or seen much from them, but just historically, we know that they're a fast-paced, spread it out, throw the ball around type of offense. And then defensively, I'm not sure what they run, but I mean they've done well this season. What are some of the things that you guys are looking forward to this Friday night going into the game against China Spring?
Just getting our blocks right, our double teams, getting movement right off the ball, like you said, get pressure, be the first ones to hit them off the ball. Get 5-7 yards a play, basically.
I just hope defensively we get our assignments, and we make good tackles in the backfield. And
all we need is to give our running backs a crease, just a crease, break it up field.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
And that's one of the things that we've seen is, when you guys get that push, where our running backs do a great job of finding those holes and hitting them hard, and keeping our offense going consistently, and limiting or eliminating the negative plays and the penalties are big for us. I know that's one of the things that Coach has talked about in the couple games. Right now we've dropped some tough games, and each game we've been right in it and could have won it.
All the way to the very end.
Yeah, and Coach has pretty much said, nothing taken away from any team we've played this year, but a lot of our issues have been us shooting ourselves in the foot, and making those little mistakes that cost us in drives. And is that something that you guys have been working on this week? Really talking about and focusing on not getting the false starts and the simple penalties that kind of stall out in this type of offense?
Yes, because the first 2 games it was close. It was about like a touchdown or 5 points, and the main reason we lost those games was because it was a flag and we had to get pushed back on first down, or it was an offside and we had to get passed back on first down. It's always the first down plays that we're struggling with. I don't know if it's because it's the first jitters going out there or what, but we're trying to eliminate those, getting the snap count better, getting our hands inside, not out wide, that sort of stuff.
Good deal. As far as defensively, one of the things that I know we were talking about last week was just being able to get off the field on third down. When we have a team at third, whether it's third and long or third and short, making that play to get off the field. And how important will that be this week going up against the Cougars for you guys to, take care of your defensive assignments and get off the field once you have them in those down and distances?
If we just get off the ball fast and play physical, we'll probably make some good plays and then do what we got to do there.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on with us and talking. I mean, if y'all have anything y'all want to say as we get ready to end this portion of our show, or are y'all good?
We're fine.
You're fine? Well, like we always like to say, good luck this week. Go out, play hard, go Black Cats.
Real Estate LLC, voted by readers of the Mexia News as the best real estate company and best realtor for 2020, is proud to support the Mexia Black Cats. Broker and owner Mitzi Eves, as well as Heritage Realtors Pat Adams and Kelly Lauderdale, are all graduates of Mexia High School. Together, Heritage Real Estate LLC Realtors have over 30 years of real estate experience, are very involved in the community, and are dedicated to their clients. Heritage Real Estate LLC works with sellers, buyers, and investors for residential, lake properties, lots and acreage, and commercial properties in Limestone, Freestone, Leon, Robertson, Navarro, and the surrounding counties. You can find Heritage Real Estate LLC listings on Realtor.com, Zillow.com, Trulia.com, and many other websites. Call Heritage Real Estate LLC at 254-562-7899 anytime for help with all your real estate needs.
moments that become memories to last a lifetime. Brandy Garza at Photo Trappings Downtown Mexia is here to capture all of your milestones and moments, offering newborn, children, seniors, family, and special occasion photography. Visit Photo Trappings on Facebook for all the latest specials and mini sessions. Photo Trappings, 115 East Commerce, Downtown Mexia. Call or text 254-562-PICS.
Big Drip Fashion Hall is now open in Mexia. Big Drip offers a variety of the latest styles of urban clothing, serving boys and men of all sizes from toddlers to 6XL. Big Drip Fashion Hall is guaranteed to meet all of your fashion needs. Come check us out, 1335 East Milam Street in Mexia, across from Hibbett Sports.
Week 5 coaches show. Here we have Coach Abram with us this week. Again, as Wallace High here by myself this week with us. But Coach, getting right into it, talking about a little about last week. You know, we don't like to dwell too much on the past, but just a little bit. It was a tough one last week. When we look at it, you know, we were there on the call, and literally the ball just did not seem to bounce our way last week.
You can't put it any better than that, man.
I think that was one of the things we talked about. You know, we forced a couple fumbles there in the first half, and the ball just seemed to
bounce right
to them, and we weren't able to recover. And then, you know, we had the big kicking mishap there for us, where the ball looked like it just died and rolled towards the cover team. So, you know, I said it last week, and that's the only way I can say is that it just literally didn't bounce our way. So, you want to talk to us a little bit about last week's game?
Sure will, because I agree with everything you just said. You know, I really think that going into the game, number one, hats off to our kids for playing the way that they played. You know, we kind of got down and just couldn't climb our way back out late in the third quarter and fourth quarter. But heck, you know, go from the first quarter through 3/4 of the second quarter. Man, it's blow for blow, man. It was a fun football. I mean, I caught myself at times just, man, it's a good football game, you know. Old school, just hit each other in the mouth, and again, just going blow for blow. And, you know, unfortunately, heck, we can go to Jarrell's long run, you know, where, I mean, I wish we could play it back right now, you know, where I could show you where they call holding on us, and it was a great block. You know, the young man that they call holding on, actually, it was Caden Grayson, and it was probably that freshman. It was the best block I've seen him make all year, and they want to call holding, man. Hands inside, do everything that you coach to do. But anyways, I guess that's it's neither here nor there. But, you know, there was a great run by Jarrell, and it was kind of, you know, it was one of those things where it was about to set us up to get in the end zone first. Right. But that came back, and then we just kind of stalled out and ended up having to, you know, punt and you know, the rest is history. But it really was blow for blow, and I really I commend our kids for the way that they played for sure that first half. And then, you know, second half, you know, we're down 12-0. Heck, go back a little bit. You talk about the kickoff return. I'm going to tell you right now. You know, if you tell me that, hey, coach, you got to pick somebody to kick the ball off to every time, I'm going to be honest. Kick the ball to Trey Holman. Kick the ball to that dude. You know, and sure enough, they kicked it to him, and it was just one of those things. It's just an unfortunate situation where ball got away from us. They got down there, got on it, and you know, they were able to get back in the end zone again pretty quick. But the resilience of our kids to come back out, you know, in the third quarter, and you know, we challenged them at halftime, like, guys, we're about to get the ball. We got to get down the field and score right now. And sure enough, we got down the field and scored immediately. You know, so we started to get that mighty Mo back on our side, but you know, the powers that be in the football world just decided that it wasn't going to be our night for that mighty Mo to stay on our side. But you know, I'm really pleased with the effort that we gave. For the most part, me being as picky as I am, I feel like we could have played better. Obviously, at times we got to eliminate a lot of the mistakes that we made. As well as my next challenge to our young men is no matter what, when things are going great, and even whenever they're not going great, man, be that dog. Go. For 48 minutes, get after whoever it is we're competing against, and I felt like we might have late, especially late in the game, kind of just pulled back off the gas. And I just want to keep our foot down on the pedal, because you never know. Right. Like you said, you never know which way that ball's going to bounce whenever it pops out. Hopefully, we'll start bouncing our way. Yeah. But when you play fast and you play hard, you typically get a little bit more lucky. Right. So. But it went the way that it went, and as always, from every game, win or lose, you learn from it, and I would like to think that we've gotten better from Friday night's game, and we're just ready to step on the field again against another opponent.
Right, and we talked about it a little bit, and I told him, looking up there on that play, that seemed to be like. We looked at it, and Salado was able to put 12 points on the board within 20 seconds with less than a minute to go in the first half.
I'm telling you.
And with that play, from where we were standing and calling the game, it looked like Trey realized the ball was going towards the sideline and tried to get out of bounds before he picked it up, which would have been a penalty on the kicking team. Which goes to his football IQ.
That's exactly right.
And unfortunately, the ball just kind of died on him and rolled the other way, and the recovery, the covering team was able to get it. And that seemed, that was the difference in the game, because the second half, like you said, you guys came out and went all, you were playing neck and neck, and it was just. It was an even game through the second half, but those 12 points that they were able to get in the first half were the difference basically in the game.
And if you don't mind, I wanted to bring this up too. Heck, let's go back to their first touchdown. I want to say it's first and goal for maybe the 3, and we make them snap the ball 4 times. Right. We make them snap the ball 4 times, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if we just get into the gap. We had one little mess up on the touchdown, but if we get into the gap that we're supposed to be into, again, we stop them on 4th down. So, man, we're playing good football. We're playing good football, and eventually, you just got to think we're going to catch a break. And when we start catching breaks, you better watch out, because it's gonna be real good for the Black Cats.
And kind of transitioning there, you had a tough game Friday, but like you said, hopefully we've learned some things from last week, and we roll into this week. And we're going to travel over to China Spring, where they're having so far a pretty good season, and it's going to be a completely different look.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
we
is.
talk about it each week of how different offensively the other teams have been throughout each week, and we went from Salado, running the ball, throwing it. I don't even know how many pass attempts, not very many at all. So now we'll go to China Spring, and they're going to spread it out and throw it around, and run some still as well. But now your defense goes from, all right, we're going to line up and we're going to pound at each other, to, okay, now we still have to pound, but we have to cover on the outside as well.
Right.
What are some of the biggest adjustments that you guys are having, to get with the young men this week, to let them know these are the things you have to do this week?
Well, I'll tell you this. I like the fact that, we go from smash mouth to a little bit more of a spread style, because, heck, if it were up to me, I play a few more smash mouth games than we have, just because it enables us to get to that physicality that I want from us, because it forces you to do that whenever you're playing a team like a Salado that's going to run it at you, and then you get to the spread style, again, more finesse style offenses, and you have learned to play aggressively. Then it tends to work in your favor, especially with our athleticism, man. So being aggressive and playing fast, and being violent off the ball, that just plays into our favor. So I like the fact of what we had to see with Salado and what we had to see with Troy. To me, it just plays right into what I would like to see from us offensively and defensively. But defensively, I think that truly this ball game coming up is really what we're built for. Just to be honest with you, what we're built for. And again, the aggressiveness and the physicality that we have learned to begin to start playing with, it just makes us even that much better from a defensive standpoint. And whenever we're playing well as we've been playing up front, our D line, man, I can't say enough about the way our D line has been playing. And it's just a constant rotation of the different guys. And it's almost like whenever we bring someone in off the bench, we're not missing a beat. And that's from a coach's standpoint, that's what you want. And then our linebackers, inside and outside, and then our secondary. Defensively, we are. I think we're a force to be reckoned with, even though some scores don't say that. Right. I really do think that we can hold our own defensively. Offensively, we're starting to figure it out. We're busting some long runs. Yeah. I mean, you watch Jarrell and Trey and Trey, and then you watch Lamar and you just watch how they push up into the line and they're starting to understand just to be a little patient and just allow that crease to be created and it's happening and we're starting to bust some big gains on folks and then the little kink that we put in this past week with the option. If you're trying to tackle Lamar and he decides he's going to pitch it to Jarrell again, good luck.
Right.
I think that we're headed in the right direction on both sides of the ball, and we're fixing to make it tough on people. And what better competition to go against? I think they're number 8 ranked team in the state in division, and what better team to go against prior to the next time you step on the field is going to be a district ball game. So we hadn't had a light preseason schedule. And if you don't believe me, go look at these other teams and the scores that they've been putting up and their records against other people. So it's not like we've just been walking on the field playing some teams that don't or that have not been playing good football. These guys have been playing good football. And I think that it's doing a great job of preparing us for our second season, which is the district phase of the schedule. And that's the one. Not saying that the other games don't matter, but those are the ones that matter because they determine your third season, which is the postseason. So I'm pleased with where we are. Yes, I would love to say we have more wins in the win column, but we're progressing the way that we need to progress.
And I'm glad you said that because that's the same way that I've been referring to it as well. Is your non-district's your first season, your district second season, and then you play for that third season,
right.
Playoffs. And just as you said, we're in our last game of that first season, and we've been able to see the progress from the guys and the way. I mean, you mentioned it before, the way they're playing and the physicality that they're playing with, which is great. This is exactly what I expected to see, and what we've talked about throughout the weeks. Last week, kind of a little bit of last week, like you said, our offense, we're starting to hit big plays and big plays. And it seemed like last week we were getting those big plays. But the only thing about getting the big plays was that it was putting our defense right back out on the field.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And so, we kind of mentioned it toward the end of the game last week where Salado was kind of getting those, multiple play drives. We get the ball and it's, you don't fault them for it.
That's exactly right.
But, those guys up front would get a great push and then once one of those backs gets a crease, then it's a track meet. And we're fortunate enough that there's not many people that are going to outrun them on the field.
Right.
And so in one or two plays, we're in the end zone. Yeah. And unfortunately, it kept our defense on the field, a lot last Friday night. This week, you're hoping that it doesn't go that way,
right?
Or you're able to sustain, some multiple play drives and still get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
I won't say what do you prefer because I know you prefer to be in the end zone no matter how.
I was about to say, I go ahead and tell you right now, man. If we score 2 snaps, defense gets tails back on the field, gonna make a stop.
Right.
But yes, I know exactly where you're going with that.
And I agree with you. It seems like this game will be more for what we're built for
Yes,
right
sir.
now. Guys being able to fly around off the edges and stuff and get to, move around to a quarterback trying to throw rather than just pound, pound, pound from the
Right.
other team. And hopefully that'll allow us to keep our offense going, but get those guys on the other opposite side a little break.
Yeah.
So we're not looking in the fourth quarter and. I don't know what the time of possession was last week.
I don't either. I don't either.
But I would say it was not in our favor.
Right, I agree with you on
and
that.
so, just getting those guys, more rest defensively or kind of evening that out for those guys, but still being able to make those plays.
Yes.
Because, we like the excitement, to see Lamarian run
That's
over
right.
a few people and then outrun everybody for 60 yards and a touchdown and putting plays together. But, we watched as the offense has grown throughout the season. Now you're looking into game 5, and we've seen some new things be able to be added in because the guys, and we've talked the last 2 weeks with some of the guys, and we had a couple of the linemen here tonight, and they're all saying we feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
We feel more comfortable in the offense. We feel more comfortable running everything. And how big is that for you guys to be at a point where the players are feeling more comfortable with running what you're running, and you guys being able to do more stuff with that?
Well, I think that what it has allowed Coach Griffin and the rest of the offensive staff, it has allowed them to be creative because, as you stated, the kids are starting to pick it up. They're starting to be more comfortable. As you guys have noticed, we're not just under center. We're now getting into some gun looks, which is great, because when it's all said and done, the base of what we do, we have to be able to get under center, snap the ball, and run our base offense. But then to allow Lamar to back up to a gun set and to let Jarrell be next to him, and it goes to what they're used to, what they have done in their past. But to allow him to be next to him, to see things open up a little bit quicker and dissect the play as it's going, it just adds a different dynamic to who we are and who we can be from an offensive standpoint. So I'm extremely pleased with the progression of our offense and the way that the kids have been playing, and you actually see a different kind of energy, just to be quite honest with you, in practice. And it's funny because if we could rewind and go back to the beginning of tour days, and we're running this offense and we're running it, doing different things in there, and you can kind of see them, and we're like, guys, hey, there's a lot more to this, but we gotta get good at this. We gotta get good at this. And now they're starting to see, oh, okay, so we can have a little bit of fun in this, And heck, today, Coach Griffin, I was sitting in my office, and he was in the other office. And he yelled at me. And he asked, "So, hey, what did y'all call this? At a previous school?" And I said, "It was this." Well, it's a formation that he hadn't even talked to the kids about. That as soon as he throws it out there to them, I know that their eyes are going to light up. Because it's just it allows them. And it allows us to be as multiple and as versatile as we can possibly be. I can tell you from a defensive minded coach and, calling a defense, the things that we do offensively right now and some other things that, again, that we're probably about to implement, it's not fun trying to game plan. For number one, the formations that we give you. Number two, the talent that's sitting there, and you're trying to figure out. So who do we try to figure out how to stop? And then try to make sure that you're as gap sound as you can possibly be, and all that stuff, all those things. So I love the way that we're progressing, and again, going back to previous part of the conversation, when you start out, yes, again, we want to win all those things, but if you start out at your peak, then there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. I think we're progressing the way that we need to progress, because by the time we get to this second season, now we're starting to get things figured out, and that ball's starting to roll, and we're starting to understand from both sides of the ball. Okay, so this is what we're needing, or this is what Coach is talking about. So it really does. It's gone the way that it should go, the way that we want it to go. And I think that it's going to continue to move in that direction, and it's fixing to be tough for people to stop us. And I think that we're fixing to continue to stop people because, again, we've been playing some dang good defense, and as crazy as it sounds, we have been playing good offense. It's just the wind doesn't blow the way we need it to blow every time we need it to blow it our way.
And you pretty much answered my next question, was just how you felt about going into this last game and how well we need to be playing, with a bye week coming up next week before you start district. You pretty much answered that, And the one thing I'll say is I think that our guys have shown that they're able to adjust to playing those teams that are smash mouth, line it up, we're going to go big on big and run it right at you. And, being able to play a couple of those teams in this part of the season allows you to get ready for if you see that later in district, or if you see a team that's going to spread it out. You've been able to kind of throw in all these different offenses that y'all played in these first 5 games, and it kind of gives you an idea of what you may see, coming up.
Hey, with you just saying that, okay, so we just played Toledo. All right, we're playing China Springs on Friday. Our very first district game is going to be against Brownsboro, who runs the slot T offense. The very next game is going to be Van, who's going to line up in doubles and trips and empty. So we're stacked up the way that we're going to see it in district, and really we're prepared. We have been battle tested, and it's going to be time to get out there and go and do what we have to do, because I totally agree with what you just said, and even with you saying that, I there has not been enough credit that have been given to these players because of just the different changes that come with each week, especially from a defensive standpoint, that come each week from the styles of offenses that we're having to prepare for. I know if Coach B wasn't already bald, he would probably be bald. Because you almost have to have a different mindset whenever you're preparing for a smash mouth team from a defensive standpoint, and then you go to a spread. So it has been back and forth these past 4 weeks, and again, it has prepared us. I truly believe it has prepared us, and it has gotten our guys mentally focused on what needs to take place whenever we do get to this second part of the season, and they've done a great job of adapting. In all this transition, they've done a great job of adapting and coming out each week and just trying to, learn each game plan that we have that we're presenting to them and go out on Friday night and execute it. So there definitely needs to be a lot more credit and a lot more pats on the back to those young men, because they've endured a lot. And I just know that our great God's going to show them the fruit of their labor coming up, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Right, and we're hoping the same.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, that pretty much wraps it up. You covered all that I had to ask, and it's going to be interesting. I'm ready to see some Black Hat football this Friday. All the way over in China Spring.
Yes,
so we appreciate you for coming
Thanks
in
for
and sitting
having
with
me.
us again this
sir.
week.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck this
Thank
week,
you.
and go Black Cats.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mexia Sports Network would like to send a big thank you to our sponsors. Some may know and some may not know this business is funded by the owner and co-owner. However, we do offer sponsorships during sports seasons. When you sponsor a spot on the Mexia Sports Network, you get advertisement during live games. Also, your sponsorship assists in obtaining shirts for our announcers and equipment that is used to bring you better services. Thank you all to past and present for your support.
Simpson Fireworks supports Mexia Black Cat football and athletics. We have items for all occasions, including gender reveals, weddings, 4th of July, and New Year's. For more information and to stay up to date, please visit our Simpson Fireworks Facebook page. Go Cats!
SHN Live is an online audio and visual production company based out of Austin, Texas that specializes in broadcasting live events. Hi, I'm Carl Schoening, the Director of Broadcasting and co-founder of SHN Live. When my business partner Rob Hipp and I started SHN Sports in 2015, we made our slogan, "Your Team, Your Broadcast," because we envisioned bringing live broadcasting to undercovered sporting events as affordable as possible to schools and organizations. We started out with Georgetown ISD high schools and in 5 years have expanded to 6 states with over 30 affiliates, while also doing production for NCAA teams, conference tournaments, and even the NCAA Division II basketball tournament. In 2020, we rebranded to SHN Live as we provide resources and training for more than just sports. SHN Live is for anyone interested in any kind of online media production. We make broadcasting on our platform free, and we teach our affiliates how to most cost-effectively start broadcasting. If you have a computer, we can teach you the basics of live streaming today. If you become an affiliate, you can put on live streams that look and sound professional once you have collected all of our recommended equipment. And by being an SHN affiliate, we will provide sales support, audio and visual elements to improve your broadcast such as static and motion graphics, access to our Facebook SHN Live affiliates page, and on-demand troubleshooting and tutorial videos. You can also contact Rob or myself for help, and we'll get back to you free of charge. Rebranding in 2020, SHN Live started because of one question. Why pay third-party companies hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year for live streaming when you can own your own equipment and put on a professional quality live stream at any time yourself? With SHN's platform, you can control everything from who is on your broadcast to keeping 100% of your advertisement money sold. While SHN will try to sell advertisements with national companies across the network and then give a kickback to participating broadcasts. If you want your broadcast to look and sound the best possible, we recommend getting the SHN Live Academy subscription, where we teach you everything you need to know about online media production. For an affordable monthly investment, you will get a credit towards SHN services, access to monthly broadcasting webinars produced by
And moments that become memories to last a lifetime. Brandy Garza at Photo Trappings Downtown Mexia is here to capture all of your milestones and moments, offering newborn, children, seniors, family, and special occasion photography. Visit Photo Trappings on Facebook for all the latest specials and mini sessions. Photo Trappings, 115 East Commerce, Downtown Mexia. Call or text 254-562-PICS. Simpson Fireworks supports Mexia Black Cat football and athletics. We have items for all occasions, including gender reveals, weddings, 4th of July, and New Year's. For more information and to stay up to date, please visit our Simpson Fireworks Facebook page. Go Cats! Mexia Insurance Services proudly supports Mexia ISD, the Mexia Black Cats, and the Mexia Lady Cats. Located at 811 Milam Street and serving the Tri-County area insurance needs for over 30 years with coverages for auto, home, business, life, health, and renters as well as bonds. Call today for a free quote and a review of your current coverage. 254-562-3894. Go Cats!
Big Drip Fashion Hall is now open in Mexia. Big Drip offers a variety of the latest styles of urban clothing, serving boys and men of all sizes from toddlers to 6XL. Big Drip Fashion Hall is guaranteed to meet all of your fashion needs. Come check us out, 1335 East Milam Street in Mexia, across from Hibbett Sports.
Milestones and moments that become memories to last a lifetime. Brandy Garza at Photo Trappings downtown Mexia is here to capture all of your milestones and moments, offering newborn, children, seniors, family, and special occasion photography. Visit Photo Trappings on Facebook for all the latest specials and mini sessions. Photo Trappings, 115 East Commerce, downtown Mexia. Call or text 254-562-PICS. If you've not accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, if you've strayed away and are lost, if you need a church to call home and family, please don't put it off any longer. Your next breath is never promised. Visit Pastor James Deichler at Forest Glade Baptist Church, 4277 North Highway 14 in Mexia. He preaches straight from the Bible and never waters down the gospel. Church services are Sunday mornings starting at 10:45 a.m. A church that strives to advance the kingdom of God. Come be a part of this family.
Show with Mr. Hernandez and Escobedo today, and then we had Coach Abram on for our coaches show this week. Now we have some predictions. It'll be me again, Wallace High, Denora Sandals, and Vance Rhodes. Rose. I'm sorry. Yeah, I always say Rose. James isn't with us today, but he did send in his predictions, and he wanted to make sure that we let everybody know who he picked for this week. So I will call out his predictions. Starting off, we're gonna stay in high school as usual. This week's going to be a little different with the 5A and 6A teams kicking off their season this week. We'll have some of the bigger schools on our list. Which right off top, the first game he has down is the Colony Cougars will be traveling down to Corsicana to take on the Tigers. Vance, how did you pick that one?
I'm going to take Corsicana Tigers 28-14.
I got Corsicana 28-24.
And I went with Corsicana as well. The Tigers have been having pretty good seasons the last couple of years, and the Colony, I mainly know them as a basketball school.
Yeah.
So I have the Tigers winning by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. Our next.
What about James?
Oh, I'm sorry. Look, I almost left him out off the top. James chose the Corsicana Tigers, and he had the Tigers winning 21-14 over the Cougars. Our next game is going to be the West Mesquite Wranglers. Will be visiting Waco to take on the Waco High Lions. How did you guys pick this one?
I got the West Mesquite Wranglers 24-0.
I got the Wranglers 20-7.
And I have the West Mesquite Wranglers 21-7. I know the Waco High has been down the last couple of years. So I don't know what they have over there this year, but we'll see. We'll see how that game shapes up. James went with the Wranglers as well, 20-18. Our next game will stay up in a little north of us, and it's going to be a good one, I believe. It'll be the Ennis Lions visiting the Red Oak Hawks in a battle of top 10 teams in 5A.
I'm gonna go with the Lions 20-14.
I'm going with the Lions 31-27.
James went with the Lions winning 17-16. He got to be in a real close game. But I went with Ennis, and I have Ennis winning this one 35-28. Our next game will be the Longview Lobos taking on the Temple Wildcats over in Temple. Vance, what do you have on this one?
I'm going to go with Longview 24-14.
I'm going with Longview 24-17.
James went with Longview 28-10, and I'm going with Longview as well. And I'm going to go Longview 31-17. Y'all, it's kind of rare that we get a bunch of consistency with us, but I think we've all picked the same team so far down the sheet. Brings us to our next game. It'll be the Carthage Bulldogs and the Gilmer Buckeyes, which I think is going to be a good one like it is every year. You know, Carthage being ranked number 1 in the state, and then Gilmer being ranked number 4. They're two powerhouses over in East Texas. But Vance, how do you have this one shaping up?
I'm going to go with Cartridge 28-21.
I'm going with Cartridge 41-24.
Here we go with our differences.
Yeah.
James went with the upset. He went with the Gilmer Buckeyes 12 and Carthage Bulldogs 10. They're gonna kick 4 field goals, I guess. I'm not gonna vary from you guys. I went with the Bulldogs winning this one. And
you hardly lose when you go with the
right.
Bulldogs.
I think Carthage is gonna get out pretty good in this one. I got them winning 42-21. Next, we're gonna bring it over back a little bit closer to smaller school football. It'll be Buffalo Bison hosting the Rogers Eagles. How'd you pick this one, Vance?
I'm going to take Buffalo 24-14.
I got Rogers Eagles 16-10.
Done messed it up now.
And James went different from us again as he went with the Rogers Eagles. Oh, no, you went with Rogers too, didn't you?
Yeah, I went with Rogers.
Oh, so James and Dino are on the same wavelength. James went Rogers 19, Buffalo 13. And I'm with Vance. I'm going to go Buffalo Bison. And I'm going to go Buffalo wins this one 28-20. And we have a special guest in here with us tonight, y'all. As this is Miss Harper. And she's decided to come sit and join her daddy. Our next game will be the Franklin Lions hosting the Lexington Eagles, which is another matchup of top 10 teams in the state down in the 3A rankings. Vance, how'd you pick this one?
I'm going with Franklin, 21-14.
Ooh. I'm going with the Eagles, 30-20.
I think it's going to be a tough one and a good game, especially with Franklin being at home. But my gut told me to go with Lexington.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick Lexington in this one in a close one, 24-21. And then we moved just down Highway 7 from Franklin. I believe that's Highway 7. No.
Yeah, 7.
7. Yeah, from Franklin going all the way well, actually it's not because they're playing in Bremond. It's going to be right up the street, still in Robertson County. The Bremond Tigers will host the Centerville Tigers. So I'm guessing the Tigers are probably going to pull this one out.
Tigers are going to win
one of the Tigers.
Who'd you take?
I'm going to go Bremond, 28-7.
Oh, okay.
I'm going Bremond, 34-13.
I'm going Bremond as well in this one, and I'm going to go Bremond wins this one 28-17 over Centerville. And James took real quick, I missed him on the Lexington game. James took Lexington to win 35-27. He also took Bremond to win 56-14 over Centerville. And now we move just down the road from us, down Highway 171. The Coolidge Yellow Jackets will take on a non-UIL opponent, and I don't think any of us have been able to figure out which non-UIL opponent it is that they're going to take on this week. Vance, do you know who it is?
No, sir, I sure don't. But I'm going to pick Coolidge 65-30.
So, what did you have the score?
65-30.
65-30, Coolidge?
Yep.
Dino, how did you
Well,
pick
I
this
got
one?
the other opponent, 42-31.
Brand X?
Yeah.
You don't know who it is.
Don't
but
know
you
who
gonna
it
pick
is. I'm
them.
going to pick them.
Okay, and then James has Coolidge winning 60-40. Again, we don't know who the non-UIL opponent is. So I'm going to go with the Yellow Jackets just because I know who they are. And I'm going to go with them winning 56-42. We're going to keep going a little bit farther down Highway 171 as the Hubbard Jaggers are going to take on the Dawson Bulldogs, which I think is going to be a pretty good game over there as they're neighbors and rivals.
Well, I'm going to go with Dawson Bulldogs over Hubbard 21-0. No. 21-0. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shut out. I got Hubbard Jaguars 20-16.
And James went with Dawson winning 27-20. I'm like Dino. I'm going with the Hubbard Jaggers, and I'm going to give them a touchdown victory, 21-14. And now, we stay here pretty close as the Wortham Bulldogs are going to travel over to Marlin to take on the Bulldogs. So this is another battle of the Bulldogs. Which Bulldogs are you taking in this one, Vance?
I'm going to take Marlin 28-21.
I got Marlin 23-10.
James went with Marlin as well, 28-7. I know both teams have kind of struggled this year. I went with Marlin as well. I think Wortham's doing some good things down the road, but I think Marlin's building a program as well, and I'm going to give them, since they're the home team, I'm going to give them a 3-point win this week, and I think they'll win 27-24. Now we'll move over into some of the matchups of teams that are in our district. Our first matchup will be the Rusk Eagles, who will host the Brownsboro Bears in this matchup, which Brownsboro's in our district. Vance, how do you have this one?
I'm going to take Russ 24-12.
I got Russ 24-16.
Well, James went with the Brownsboro Bears winning 24-19. Oh, James got some awkward scores on here tonight.
A lot of extra points.
A lot of safeties and stuff
that's what I was going to
going
say. He's believing in some missed extra points and some safeties and field goals this week. I'm going to go with Rusk, and I think Rusk is going to win 35-21. So that'll take us over to another district mate with the Van Vandals traveling to Center to take on the Rough Riders. Vance?
I'm going to go with Center 14-7.
I got Center 30-17.
James went with Center as well, 30-20. I'm going to go with Center also, 27-21. Center's, they're having a good season over there, and I think Van will be all right as well, but I think Center pulls this one out. And now we're going to go to two of our rivals here in Mexia are facing each other this week. They are not our district opponents anymore. We were all in the same district for many, many, many years. But it'll be Freddie's Grosbeck Goats hosting the Fairfield Eagles.
I'm going with Grosbeck 28-7.
I got Fairfield 21-13.
James went with Fairfield 21-20. Before I pick mine, Freddie, you want to give us your you want to give us your pick, Freddie, for this week?
I got
40 to 0.
40 to 0. No
Oh,
56.
I know he came down some points. So
They ain't been scoring that much.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Use power square to come out with that one, didn't you?
Freddie said that he kind of had to go with some law of averages. He's going to go 40 to 0. Grosbeck to take the victory. I went with Grosbeck winning this week. It was tough for me to pick the goats, but the Eagles they're having a tough season over there, and I think Grosbeck might be able to pick up a win this week. I'm going to go Grosbeck. Yeah, might. You good with that?
Is that homecoming?
You good with that one? Okay.
Is that homecoming this year?
It is homecoming. That was one of the other reasons I went with Grosbeck. Maybe that'll give them a little more momentum, and I think they'll win it 40 to 21. Now it brings it up to our big game here. The Mexia Black Cats will travel over to China Spring to take on the Cougars. Vance?
Okay, China Springs going to score 28 points. The Black Cats going to score 35.
I got the Black Cats 31-28.
And I have the Black Cats winning this one 35 to 31. So that wraps up our high school. Oh, I'm sorry, James. James has the Black Cats winning this one 42 to 40. So that'll wrap up our high school portion of the prediction show. We'll have a quick word from our sponsors, and we'll return with our college section.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.
For over 20 years, Rachel Anderson Real Estate has been synonymous with residential and country lifestyle real estate in Limestone and the surrounding counties. Whether selling or buying, Agent Elizabeth Ferrari can help. Visit ElizabethCFerrariRealtor.com or call 254-747-1602. Real estate market knowledge, passion for helping clients.
With our prediction show for week 5, and we're going to start here with our college games, and we're going to go again with one of Freddie's teams. The Oklahoma Sooners will be hosting the Kansas State Wildcats. Freddie, what you got in that one?
60-0. Who's favorite? Okay.
Freddie's picking Oklahoma to win 60-0 in that one.
Well, I'm picking them to win 35 to 14. I cut a little slack.
Well, I guess I'm agreeing with Freddie this time. I got 55 to 0.
I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I am going to go Oklahoma 49, Kansas State 17. Our next one will take us to Mississippi as Ole Miss takes on the University of Florida Gators. Vance?
I'm going to take Florida 35-12.
I got Florida 34-20.
James had Oklahoma winning too, Freddie, 42-17.
It's a clean sweep.
But James has Florida 35, Mississippi 24. I'm also picking Florida to win this one. I think they'll win pretty good. I'm gonna go 35-17. And then we move over. We kind of keep a little Florida trend going as the University of Central Florida will travel over to East Carolina. How do you have this one picked, Vance?
UCF 35, East Carolina 7.
Ooh.
I got UCF 30-16.
And James chose UCF 45-17. I'm going to go UCF 31-13. And then our next matchup is number 8 Auburn taking on number 23 Kentucky. So you'll get the Tigers versus the Wildcats. How'd you pick that one, Vance?
I'm going to go with Auburn 35-21.
I got Auburn 42-18.
James went with Auburn 24-20. I'm going to go Auburn as well. I'm going to go Auburn 27-21. Our next matchup is Louisville travels over to take on the University of Pittsburgh. How'd you pick that one?
I'm going to take Pittsburgh 28-21.
Oh.
Ooh, I got Pittsburgh 21-17.
Oh, and James went with Louisville 28-24. I also went Louisville.
They bouncing back from the Miami whooping.
I think they're gonna bounce back this week, but I think it's gonna be.
But they're playing Pittsburgh at home too.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll get it right for me, and it'll be 21-17 Louisville. Oh, and then we'll come back to the Big 12 as number 8 Texas, the Longhorns, will travel out west to take on the Red Raiders of Texas Tech.
I'm going to take the Hook'em Horns 35-21.
I got the Longhorns 31-16.
James went with the Longhorns 35-28. I'm also going to go with the Longhorns in this one. And I think they'll put up quite a few points. I'm going to go 41-27, Texas over Texas Tech. And then we'll stay in the Big 12 as Oklahoma State, the Cowboys, bring in the West Virginia Mountaineers. Vance, how'd you pick that one?
I'm going to go Oklahoma State 35-7.
I got Oklahoma State 37-30.
And James went Oklahoma State 21-20. He thinks it's going to be a pretty good one. I think Oklahoma State's going to put up some points as well. I'm going to go 38, Oklahoma State 38, West Virginia 27. Now we'll go over to the SEC, but stay in Texas as the Texas A&M Aggies host the Vanderbilt. What are their? I can't remember what their mascot is.
Yeah, I can't either.
Well,
I'm gonna go A&M 35-14.
I got Texas A&M 41-30.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good thing when you can't remember the mascot for a team. So I'm gonna go. Do you remember?
I'm trying. I could.
Well,
I can't right now, man.
I'm gonna go A&M anyways, and I think A&M will get a win this week, 28-13. And then that'll keep us in. Well, we'll stay in the SEC and move over to the defending national champions, LSU Tigers, as they take on Mississippi State.
I'm gonna take LSU 35-7.
I got LSU 48-16.
Oh, and real quick, James did choose A&M to win 24-17. He also chose LSU to win 30-20. I don't think it'll be that close of a game. I could be wrong, but I'm going to say that LSU wins this game 35-14. And so now we'll move over as the number 14 Cincinnati Bearcats take on number 22 Army.
I'm going to take Army 14-7.
Oh.
Ooh. I got Cincinnati 28-14.
James went Cincinnati 27-24. And I know Army style of play, but I think Cincinnati's going to score a few more points than them this week, and Cincinnati will win the game 28-14. We'll go jump back to the SEC as number 4 Georgia makes their way over to Arkansas to take on the Razorbacks. Vance?
I'm going to go with Georgia, 35-14.
I'm going with Georgia, 52-27.
James went Georgia, 41-17. I'm also going to go Georgia, and I think Georgia will put up a big win, 45-17. And then our next matchup is the number 12 Miami Hurricanes will host.
No. How about Alabama?
Oh, did I miss? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed one.
Yes, sir.
It'll be the number 2 Alabama Crimson Tide traveling to Missouri to take on the Tigers.
Alabama, 35-0.
35-0.
Yeah.
I'm going Mizzou,
Ooh,
30-27.
that's your upset pick of the week.
Yeah, I don't like Alabama anyway.
I don't think I'm gonna pick against Alabama this week though. I think Alabama's gonna win this one pretty big. I got them winning 42-7.
Vanderbilt, Commonwealth. Common something. Vanderbilt, football team. It's Vanderbilt.
Commodores.
I believe that's it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay. And James in this one, he picked Alabama to win 37-10. So with the exception of Dino, everybody else went Alabama.
You know something we don't know?
That's right. He just doesn't like Alabama. And now we'll move over to number 12 Miami, hosting Florida State.
I'm going to go with Miami, 24-7.
Well, I picked against Miami last week. I ain't picked against them this week because the way King looked at against Louisville, I'm going Miami, 40-17.
And James went Miami 24-17, and I'm agreeing with Dino. I picked against Miami last week too, and I made a mistake. They showed us that. And King looks really good playing
Real
quarterback down there in the U. I'm going to go Miami to win this one pretty big. I'm going to go 45-17. And now we'll move over to South Carolina hosting number 16 Tennessee.
I'm going to take Tennessee, 21-14.
I got Tennessee 24-17.
James went Tennessee 27-21. I'm going to stick with the theme. I'm going to pick Tennessee as well. And I have Tennessee winning in a fairly close one, 24-17. Our next game puts number 20 Virginia Tech hosting North Carolina State.
I'm going to take North Carolina State, 14-12.
I got Virginia Tech 27-20.
And I'm picking Virginia Tech also, and I think Virginia Tech will win 27-24. James took North Carolina State 24-20. So I think we all have it as a close one, but we were kind of split on our picks on this one. Our next game is the Troy Trojans. Are they the Trojans?
They're the Trojans.
Troy Trojans, not the high school Troy. This is the college Troy. University of Troy goes to BYU to take on Brigham Young.
I'm going to take BYU,
Yeah.
35-7.
I got BYU 35-17.
Oh, James went with BYU as well, 35-27. And I think everybody had BYU in scoring 35 points this week. And I have them winning 35-21 over Troy. And now the big one for me this week, and hopefully I get to see my Bears play this week. Our last two games, the previous 2 weeks, have been canceled due to COVID precautions. So I'm hoping that the Bears get to play this week, and they'll be hosting the Kansas Jayhawks over in Waco. Vance?
I'm going to take Baylor, 35-7.
I got Baylor 37-20.
Well, James did pick the Bears 36-35. I guess he
know another Kansas team. I don't know.
Yeah, he feels it's going to be a close one. I'm going to go with the Bears. I don't think it'll be as big as what some people might think just because it's their first game and there's going to be some first game mishaps. But I still got them winning 35-17. So that'll wrap up our college portion. We'll take a quick sponsor break and we'll be back with our NFL portion of our prediction show this week.
Mexia Black Cat Football and Athletics. We have items for all occasions, including gender reveals, weddings, 4th of July, and New Year's. For more information and to stay up to date, please visit our Simpson Fireworks Facebook page. Go Cats!
Tonight's game is sponsored by Mexia Sports Network, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Woodman Life, Subway, Joe Fridays, Elizabeth C. Ferrari Realtor, and Big Drip Fashion Hall. Mexia Sports Network would like to send a big thank you to our sponsors. Some may know and some may not know this business is funded by the owner and co-owner. However, we do offer sponsorships during sports seasons. When you sponsor a spot on the Mexia Sports Network, you get advertisement during live games. Also, your sponsorship assists in obtaining shirts for our announcers and equipment that is used to bring you better services. Thank you all to past and present for your support.
All right, and we're back with our prediction show for this week. It'll be our NFL section coming up. The first game on the list is the Thursday night game with the Miami Dolphins taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm going to take the Jaguars 35-14.
I got Miami 20-16.
James went Miami 17-10. And I'm also going to go with the Dolphins 20-17 in this one. Our next game, we were just talking about this one. It'll be San Francisco 49ers visiting the New York Football Giants. And both teams will be missing several of their key players due to injuries. I mean, it's not funny, but, I mean, the amount of players that were injured last week was it was unheard of, seemingly. And these two teams suffered some real big blows. So what do you have on Vance?
I'm going to take 49ers 14-7.
I got the 49ers 17-10.
Yeah, and I have the 49ers winning this one as well, 17-13. I think maybe their defense can muster up some points or something for them. Our next game will bring the Atlanta Falcons, who we got to see the Cowboys face last week, will host the Chicago Bears. Who are you picking, Vance?
I'm going to take the Bears 21-14.
Well, I think the Falcons will bounce back 28-24.
I'm sorry, and James went 49ers 2017, and then he went Falcons 28-21. I'm also going to go with the Falcons in this one and hope that they hold on to a lead this week, but I think they'll win this one 27-17. Next, we'll have I almost said Oakland, but the Las Vegas Raiders will be traveling to New England to take on the Patriots.
I'm going to take the Patriots 28-21.
I got the Patriots 31-20.
And I have the Patriots 31-21. James went with the Raiders, 20-17. James the Raiders had a good game the other night, but I think you're going into Foxborough with Bill Belichick and Cam playing really well this season. So,
last 20 ball games up there, how many they lost?
not very many. And so now we'll move down and we'll have the Cleveland Browns hosting the Washington football team.
I'm going to take the Browns 28-14.
I got the football team 30-27.
Oh man, I debated on this one, but I'm going to go with the Browns. I think they'll have a good game, and they're going to win this one 35-28. James went with the football team, winning 24-20. Our next game takes us all the way up to Philadelphia as the Eagles host the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm going to take the Eagles 28-14.
I got the Bengals 20-10.
James went with the Eagles 17-14. I went with the Bengals as well. I think that Joe Burrow is going to get a win this week. He's been playing some good football up there. And then, I'm a Cowboys fan, so anytime I can pick against the Eagles, I'm going to try to. So I think they'll win a close one up in Philadelphia, 28-24. And then now we'll go over and
what James picked?
Oh, James. Oh, he picked the Eagles 17-14.
Okay.
Now we'll go over as the Los Angeles Rams will go over to take on the Buffalo Bills.
I'm gonna take the Rams 24-14.
I got the Bills 20-7.
James went with the Rams 27-14. I'm gonna go with the Rams this week, but I hope the Bills throw the ball to their receivers a little more, and I can get a couple fantasy points. But I think the Rams will take this one 28-24. Now we'll go down, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will host the Houston Texans. Vance.
Pittsburgh 28-21.
I got the Steelers 30-14.
James went with the Texans 20-14. James picking some upsets. He's trying to climb up the
I'm gonna ask
the
rankings.
rankings.
Who they gonna throw the ball to?
Yeah, it's been tough down there in
There's
Houston.
receivers in Arizona.
Yeah. I'm going with the Steelers as well, and I think the Steelers will win this one 35-21. We'll move over to Minnesota hosting the Tennessee Titans.
I'm going to take the Vikings 28-21.
I got the Titans 30-20.
James went with the Vikings 28-26. And I'm like Dino, I went with the Titans. I think that run game is gonna limit some of the touches for the Viking offense, and Tennessee will win 27-21. Next we'll have they're still in Los Angeles, right? Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah, Los Angeles, they've had a few teams roll through there in the last couple of years. The Los Angeles Chargers will host the Carolina Panthers.
I'm taking the Chargers 28-14.
I got the Chargers 28-17.
And James went with the Chargers 21-17. I'm also going with the Chargers because Carolina's not going to have Christian McCaffrey this week, and that's a big blow to their offense. I'm going to go the Chargers winning this one by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. Next, we'll travel over to Indianapolis as the Colts take on the New York Jets.
I'm going to take the Colts 35-14.
I got the Colts 31-24.
James went with the Colts 30-20, and I also have the Colts winning this one 28-13. So we're all pretty much in agreement, the Colts in this one. Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals hosting the Detroit Lions.
I'm going to take the Cardinals 35-21.
I got the Cardinals 30-20.
James went with the Cardinals 28-17. I'm also going to go with the Cardinals just because I think they'll win and because I need them to play well and get me some more points. But the Cardinals, I have them winning this one 35-24. to 28. And now the Denver Broncos will be taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week, as Denver will be the home team. Vance?
I'm going to take the Bucks, 28-21.
I got the Bucks 31-17.
And James went with the Bucks 23-21, and a good close one up there in the Mile High Stadium. But I went with the Bucks as well. I think Tom may turn it around this week, and they'll win 28-17. Next, we have the Green Bay Packers traveling to New Orleans to take on the Saints.
I'm going to take the Saints 28-21.
I got the Packers 28-24.
James went with the Packers 27-17. And yeah, the Saints, they struggled a little bit early, and Aaron Rodgers is rolling into town, and it's hard to pick against him. So I went with the Packers this week. But I think it'll be a pretty close one. I have them winning 31-28. And now for our Monday night game, we're going to go the Kansas City Chiefs will be traveling to take on the Baltimore Ravens. And I think everybody feels that this one's going to be a good game. Vance, how do you have this one picked?
I'm going to take the Ravens 35-28.
I got the Chiefs 31-28.
Yeah, and I'm going to go the Chiefs as well. I think it's a toss-up. Either one can win, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs in a pretty good one, 28-27. And now we're going to go back to the big one on Sunday, as the Cowboys travel up to Seattle to take on the Seahawks.
I'm going to go Cowboys 35-28.
I'm going with the Cowboys 31-30. But I want Russell Wilson to do good for my fantasy.
and James went with the Chiefs in the previous game, 35-17, and James went with the Seahawks, 27-20 this week.
He gonna have to talk to me.
I'm going Cowboys in this one, and I think the Cowboys can pull it out 28-24. So that's going to wrap up our predictions for Week 5. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks for those who are watching us live. Remember to share. We'll be on bringing you Mexia Black Hat football this Friday at 7:30 from China Spring. We want to thank Joe Fridays, who's one of our sponsors, for allowing us to come in and bring you the coaches show again this week from their establishment. As we part, we want to say, go Black Cats.
Hi, my name is Rick Kennedy, and I'm running for United States Congress here in the 17th District in Central Texas. Healthcare is far and away the most important issue to the people of Central Texas. And while our healthcare system is incredibly complex, what people want from healthcare is really quite simple. They want access to quality healthcare, and they don't want to go broke or bankrupt trying to pay for it. That's why I support the Medicare for America Act. Medicare for America will provide access to quality healthcare for all Americans. It will provide protection for bankruptcy due to healthcare costs. It will help us rein in the cost of prescription drugs by allowing the government to negotiate prices with pharmaceutical companies, and unlike other proposals, will not outlaw private health insurance.